won't save you from me. You'll die just like the rest.
No. I will not perish here.
You've advised not to trust me. That won't save you or this city.
Slay them!
Oh,
I'll
witness
mend your
of-
wounds.
That's what they called me. And who's laughing now, huh?
Victory at last. Set the lens and the lantern in the Obscuros. Time to see what this has all been about. I don't... No. This cannot be. The city was sealed long ago. What is this creature? Some new Daedric beast? The Clockwork City. Could it be? After all this time? The images revealed by the Obscuros leave little room for doubt. The Daedric artifact we seek is somewhere inside the Clockwork City. Why would Sothasil allow such an item to enter his domain? I fear that something terrible has happened. Yes, of course. I sometimes forget this is not common knowledge. Sothasil, brother to Vivek and Magus of the Tribunal, created the Clockwork City long ago. He rarely speaks of it, but scholars believe this city has the power to remake Tamriel. The city functions as a simulacrum of the corporeal plane. Making a change to the Clockwork City may well change some aspect of Tamriel itself. This is all speculative, but I've studied under Sothasil. I have no doubt that this is within his power. Indeed. An unwelcome prospect, to be sure. Normally, I would assure you that Sothasil has the situation well in hand. He is a friend to the Psijics and to the... I must inform the Psijic Rite Master. If Daedra have breached the gates of the Clockwork City, we must move swiftly. As for you, I would counsel vigilance. Whoever set these events in motion no doubt sees you as a threat. Take this, and my thanks. We must employ the most powerful scrying device in Tamriel, and all it yields is more questions. A perfect metaphor for the scholarly life, I suppose. I wish I could say yes. I fear that in destroying my shadow, we've destroyed some vital piece of my animus. I feel thin, diminished. A weakened Psijic is still a formidable mage, but something is definitely broken. Best not to think about it. So you knew our attacker? She was powerful indeed, and yet I sensed that the strength was not her own. Her form was clumsy, but she struck with the power of a master wizard. Usually I'd suspect possession, but with her, someone granted her powers beyond her ken. An agent of oblivion, no doubt. Bonifrid was clearly filled with hatred, consumed by jealousy or resentment, perhaps. The Daedra can twist those passions into untold horrors. I pity her. Well, no one really knows Sothasil. Not even the other members of the Tribunal. I studied under him for a time. He was patient, surprisingly attentive. The perfect teacher in many respects. Even so, I never really felt that I knew him. Beyond the obvious? Not much. I can tell you he's nothing like Vivek. He never spoke about himself, or the Dark Elf faith. I always got the sense that he, well, resented isn't the right word. He just seemed ambivalent about that part of his life. Only obliquely, and mostly in metaphor. It's his primary pursuit now. Some say it's his obsession. You see, despite all his power, there is a melancholy to him. It's unfortunate, but not surprising. True wisdom always brings some measure of despair. I must admit, I'm unaccustomed to discussing such matters with people outside our order, but I think you've more than earned the privilege. Right Master Iakasis directs the Psijics. He rivals Sothasil in wisdom, if not in power. Something like, yes. The old ways give little credence to such titles. What is a god other than an exceptionally powerful agent? Anyway, power is overrated. Wisdom is the true measure of a person. In that regard, Iakasis is great indeed. Someday, perhaps, the Psijic Order's Isle of Artaeum is no longer here. It may return in time, but for now, you'd probably have an easier time reaching Aetherius or realms beyond. The Order values solitude, much like Sothasil.